Hi there, everyone. I cannot wait to share with you the incredible year we had in 2021 here in the Los Angeles Westside luxury marketplace. And would you believe that in the top category of homes, over $40 million, we're up 163% in sales year over year from 2021 to 2020. It's quite crazy and substantial. It's the only word I could really say. So what's going on in our marketplace? And again, our luxury market here in the west side of LA is over 5 million. And we track this year over year. We've been doing it now for about 14 years. And it's amazing to see what's really going on in the marketplace. So right now, the stats and data I'm going to give you is what happened in 2021 versus what happened in 2020 in our luxury marketplace. And that includes Beverly Hills Post Office, Bel Air, Holmby Hills. Those are all part of the Platinum Triangle. Santa Monica, Malibu, Brentwood, Westwood, Century City, Hollywood Hills, Sunset Strip, and once in a blue moon, Los Feliz, but there's been no big sales in Los Feliz. Oh, Malibu, I forgot to mention Malibu. Malibu is a big player in our luxury market. I'm Christophe Choo with Coldwell Banker Global Luxury Real Estate here in Beverly Hills, California. And I've been selling now for 32 years, but let's get to the actual data of what happened. So first of all, 2021 was the best year ever in the history of luxury real estate here in the LA luxury marketplace. It's quite amazing. We had 1,319 closed sales over $5 million. That's quite a substantial amount. And if you compare it to 2020, it was 725 transactions in 2020. So that's an 80% increase overall in our $5 million plus sales. That's the largest increase I have ever seen in my 32 years. In the $10 million plus category, basically we had 395 sales this year, over 10 million versus 219 in 2020. It's an 80% increase. But let's go through the numbers by category. Again, we're going to start at the highest and then go to the lowest. So 40 million plus, 21 sales in 2021 versus 8 in 2020. So we're up 163%. In the $30 million plus category, we had 33 sales in 2021 versus 19 in 2020. So that's up 74% in terms of numbers. The $20 million plus range, we had 101 sales last year versus 61 in 2020. So it's about a 60% increase. The houses that are selling the most are the ones with the largest lots. Since the world has changed in terms of how people live and enjoy their lives, the large lots seem to be a premium and of great interest to buyers in our marketplace. Now, 10 million plus, we had 395 sales in 2021 versus 2019. Excuse me. We had 395 sales in 2021 versus 219 in 2020. It's up about 80%. And then last but not least, the $5 million plus range overall, as I mentioned before, 1,319 sales in 2021 versus 725 in 2020, so up 80%. So that's again 101 sales over $20 million in our marketplace. Another interesting fact is 38 of the 101 were not listed, they were sold off market. That's still a pretty common occurrence here in our marketplace. It's about 38% of the marketplace. Now, one interesting change that happened this year is that towards the end of this year, as the regulations have kind of slowed down for international travelers, we saw a big increase in the foreign buyers. Now, prior to 2019 or 2020, we had a lot of foreign buyers in our marketplace. But the last few years, primarily, most of the buyers have been Americans. But this year, of all of the sales over 20 million, 101 sales, 70 of them were Americans, so that's 61%. But again, our foreign buyers are back, and they're from different countries. We had two buyers buy, and this is again over 20 million in our marketplace. We had two buyers from Denmark, which is unusual. I've not seen buyers from Denmark before purchase here in the luxury marketplace, over 20 million. One from Saudi Arabia. We always have Saudis buying here in LA. One Canadian, I think last year we had 2 or 3, but this year it's slowed down. I know they were very tight in their restrictions for travel. 3 Chinese buyers. Last year was very slow with the Chinese buyers, but this year they're back, and they're back with gusto. And also the Indonesians. There were 2 big sales over 20 million with Indonesian buyers. We had 1 sale to a big Australian buyer, 1 from India. So India is coming back. 1 from Afghanistan, which is quite interesting. 1 from South Africa. And the balance, the 25, we just really don't know where they're coming from because they've got hidden LLCs, private ownership, so we really don't know what countries are coming from. But overall, still a majority are American buyers, but we're seeing a big influx again of the international buyers coming back to LA. Hooray! Being that I speak several languages and I'm half French and half Korean, I've always had a lot of international buyers, and I'm glad they're coming back. Very happy to see that. So of the 101 sales over 20 million, the question is always, where are these buyers buying? So the number one area this year is Beverly Hills, the city of Beverly Hills, which is always pretty much on top. There were 26 sales in Beverly Hills, 10 in Bel Air, which is a very coveted location, 23 in Malibu. That's the second hottest market in our area. And the number one sale this year in Los Angeles was in Malibu for $177 million. Pretty amazing. The Sunset Strip, which is also part of the Hollywood Hills, there were 6 sales in the luxury marketplace, 6 in Holmby Hills. Holmby Hills is always at the top. 6 in Beverly Hills Post Office, which again is Beverly Hills 90210 address. However, you're part of the city of Los Angeles. That's what's called Beverly Hills Post Office, or BHPO, because you have the Beverly Hills address, but you're basically part of the city of Los Angeles. There were 12 sales in Brentwood, which is significant. Brentwood has really always been a popular area, but a lot of new construction homes selling for big ticket prices. 6 in Pacific Palisades. We sold one over 10 million Pacific Palisades. We were happy to do that. There was one in Santa Monica and one in Century City. And the one in Century City was at the Century, which is our premier luxury condo building in Century City. It's called One Century or the Century. So interesting. So that's kind of the overall numbers. Again, as I talked about before, the highest sale here in LA, or actually I think it was in the US, was 177 million on PCH in Malibu. And it was part of Paradise Cove, and the owner purchased that property, and then he purchased also the property next door. The next highest sale was in Bel Air on Shalon Road, 10671 Shalon, and that sold for 133 million. So really nice big sales price. And who knows, we might see a sale in LA this year for over 200 million. There was a property that came on the market last week for $295 million here in Bel Air. It's called The One, very unique and exceptional house. So we'll see what's going to happen with that. So that's our overall luxury marketplace. Now, as rates increase, which they're planning to this year, basically rates are projected to go from about the 3%, 3.1% range up to the upper threes, maybe even possibly 4%, depending on who you listen to. But rates are going up, but that doesn't really affect our luxury market. It does affect people's mentality about buying. However, our luxury market, basically most of the buyers pay all cash, which I know may sound strange, but it's very common, and mostly common that they all pay cash. So it doesn't really change things. And the truth of the matter is, even though rates may go up to 3.7, 4%, you know, when I started real estate in 1989, rates were 16, 17, 18% to get a mortgage on a home. But yet I sold a lot of houses. So I think buyers now may be short-sighted because they think, oh my God, rates went from under 3% on a jumbo loan to 3.25% right now, 3.1%. Oh, we'll wait to buy. Well, rates are not going to go down. I mean, that is pretty much known. The Feds have already discussed they're planning to do potentially 2 rate increases in 2022. So don't let that hold you back in any price range. Buy when you can, because, you know, real estate appreciates quite significantly. So anyways, that's my luxury market update right now for LA. So if you're planning to move to LA, or you're living in LA and you want to sell your home or buy a home, we're here to help. 32 years of experience. I love what I do, and I know my numbers and data. I know all the neighborhoods, and we're here to guide you through the waters of buying real estate in the luxury market or any market here in LA. We sell everything, by the way. This is a luxury market report, but we sell properties. I think our lowest sale, we usually talk about highest sale in the last couple of years, was like $410,000. We did a couple around the $1 million range last year. We just listed one for 1.5 million. So whatever your price range, whatever your needs, give us a call. If we can help you, we can certainly refer you to the right one that can. And also internationally, most of our high-end clients, they generally own properties all around the world. So I'm connected personally and through my global networks to the top agents all around the world, from Paris to London to Rome to Spain to Hong Kong to China to South Korea. Where else? Russia, all over the world, South America, Mexico, Canada. God, there's so many countries to name. Anywhere you want to go in the world, we're here to help and guide you through that process. So thanks so much for watching our luxury market update for January 19th, 2022, letting you know kind of the overall stats of what's going on in the LA West Side luxury markets. I'll see you soon and stay tuned next month for our next market update. Thanks so much and take care.